my name is Kinsey Simpson, and for my final project for Hebrew Bible, I decided to live my week biblically similar to how A.J. Jacobs decided to live his year. So basically, in class, we were talking about biblical law, purity, and ritual codes that existed in Deuteronomy, Exodus, Numbers, and Leviticus. And from that, we were introduced to A.J. Jacobs and his journey in quest to live his year biblically, as literal as possible. So, something that I thought that I would do was try to live my week biblically. Just like A.J. Jacobs, I tried to use him as a guide and find laws that would be able to work within my life. So some of the things he did, I couldn't necessarily do, and he had over 76 pages of biblical law codes to live by, and that would be a lot for a college student to do. So I decided to just pick a select few from Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy to follow. So prior to starting this, I of course had to go back and refresh my memory on the biblical law codes, as well as select some to follow and live by. Then I was reading the beginning of the year living biblically by A.J. Jacobs, and there was 4 questions that he asked himself that I decided would be necessary for me to ask myself prior to learning and exploring this topic that I wanted to pursue. So the first question that he asked himself was, which version of the Bible should I use? And basically, given that the Oxford Annotated Bible was the book assigned for class and something that we worked really closely with, I felt like I didn't have any other choice but to use that Bible. The second question was, what does it mean to follow the Bible literally? And basically what A.J. Jacobs said for this question was at face value, and I agree. I should try to live by the Bible as much as possible by not necessarily bending any rules, but just doing it directly straight out as God has said. And then the third question was, should I obey the Old Testament, New Testament, or both? And given that a lot of the work that we've done in class was in the Oxford Annotated Bible's Old Testament, that was what I felt I should use. And then the last question was, should I have guides? And my guides basically consisted of A.J. Jacobs himself, reading his book and going through different passages and seeing what he was doing kind of guided me in the right direction, as well as my professor who gave me a couple of guidelines and points to help me further and really reflect on my project. Alright, so after long thought and careful decision, I have decided that I am going to live by the 10 commandments, which can be found in Exodus, which are, you should have no other gods before me, you shall not make idols, you shall not say the Lord's name in vain, remember the Sabbath day, you shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, and you shall not covet. Then I decided that out of the book of Leviticus, I would choose 5 laws, and the laws are as follows. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. In all your settlements, you must not eat any fat or blood. So that was my first dietary rule. When any of you sin, in that you have heard a public adjuration to testify, and through able to testify as one who he has seen or has learned or maddened, do not speak up, you are subject to punishment. So basically, if I see something wrong, or if anything bad happens, I must report it. Or, when any of you utter aloud a rash oath for a bad or good purpose, whatever people utter an oath and are unaware of it, when you come to know it, you shall, in any of these, be guilty. So basically, I must always keep true to my word and not make any false oaths. Do not dishevel your hair, and do not tear your vestments, or you will die, and wrath will strike all the congregation. So basically, I must make sure that my hair is presentable at all times and not wear any torn clothing or tear my clothing of myself. Number 5, drink no wine or strong drink, neither you, not your sons, when you enter the tent of the meeting, that you may die, in a statute forever throughout your generations. So basically, I'm Catholic. When I go to Mass, I can't consume any alcohol during communion or drink in any public church-oriented places. So out of the book of Deuteronomy, I chose, a woman shall not wear a man's apparel, nor shall a man put on a woman's garment, for whoever does such things is abhorrent to your Lord God. So basically this means for that week I can't cross-dress. Not that I cross-dress, but I should be wearing dresses. I should be wearing clothes designated for ladies. No pants, no sweatpants. The next rule in Deuteronomy was, of all that live in water, you may eat whatever has fins and scales, and whatsoever does not have fin and scales, you shall not eat. It is unclean for you. So shellfish is a fish that does not have scales and fins, which means it would be unclean for me, which means I would have to follow this dietary rule. And the pig, because it divides the hoof but does not chew the cud, is unclean for you. You shall not eat their meat, and you shall not touch their carcasses. So I'm not supposed to eat any pork or touch any pigs. And then the final rule that I decided to choose was in Numbers, and it says, when a man makes a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to bind himself by a pledge, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out his mouth. So basically this law is saying that whatever I say I'm going to do, I must say and act upon it. With all my rules picked out that I will be living by the Bible, I decided to start on Sunday, November 30th, and end on December 7th of Sunday. So I'm excited to see how my journey begins. In order to prepare, I don't have to do as much as AJ Jacobs did. AJ Jacobs had to go through his closet. He had to throw out food in his refrigerator and so on and so forth. A lot of the rules are pretty much picked are based upon character and things that I saw that were a flaw within myself that I wanted to change. As for the dietary restrictions and clothing laws, it's going to be quite interesting to see. So I'm actually kind of scared for Sunday to roll around. So I will be excited and thrilled to start this project, and this has been all my research done prior to me actually living my week biblically. So today was my first day living biblically, and I had a little bit of a challenge. However, it was not that bad, or as bad as I thought it would be. So today is November 30th, and I attended Mass today. So one of the laws is that I can't consume any alcohol during the Mass. So I didn't partake in communion. I only received the host, and I didn't receive the blood of Christ. So that was one thing that I was proud of myself about. However, when I did go to lunch after Mass, I was very tempted to order a rack of ribs, but I didn't because I remembered my dietary restrictions. Also, I made an oath that I broke. I told somebody I would do something with them, and I did not follow through on it. So I did break one of my biblical law codes. So tomorrow's the start of a new month. It'll be December 1st, and it'll be my second day living biblically, and I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Thanks. December 1st, and this is my second day living biblically, and basically I had trouble not saying the Lord's name in vain. I had a lot of things that went wrong today, so it was so easy for me to say, oh my God. Another thing that I also had an issue with was I killed a bug. So I don't know if that's killing or going against the 10 Commandments, but I did feel bad when I did it. Another good thing that I did, well, one good thing that I did today by living biblically, I abided by all the rules, but most importantly, I saw somebody intoxicated and I reported it to public safety. And that goes along with the rule that if I see something wrong or see anything bad, that I should report it. So that was day 2, living biblically. So today is my 3rd day of living biblically for the week. And basically I have been doing well so far. I've been maintaining my dietary restrictions: no fat, no blood, no shellfish, no beef, no pork. Also, one of the issues that I did have was the 10 Commandments tell you to honor thy mother and father, and me and my mother got into an argument today. So basically it was hard for me to say anything that would dishonor her because I wanted to hold true to the 10 Commandments. Also, it's really, really cold outside, and I couldn't wear a dress. I wanted to be warm, so I was subjected to wearing a sweatshirt and blue jeans. So I cross-dressed, and I'm probably going to continue doing it because the weather is really, really cold, and I'm not used to it. So far, so good. I'm kind of proud of my progress, and I'm a little upset at my downfalls. However, I have a couple more days to still continue living biblically, and I will be back tomorrow. So it's Wednesday, and so far everything has been going according to plan. I'm still holding true to my dietary restrictions. I can't really not cross-dress. I've been wearing pants and sweatpants and things to keep me warm just due to the weather. Also, I have been able to keep my word and hold true to my oath. So it was a decent day, and I'm back at it again tomorrow. So today is Thursday, and I have not really abided by some of the 10 commandments. I used the Lord's name in vain, not once but twice, but 3 times. And on top of that, I had to tell a small fib, which I felt really bad for. Other than that, everything else is going according to plan. I was able to wear a dress today because it was a little bit warmer. However, I am kind of missing ribs and all the fun stuff that I normally eat, but I'm still going to hold true to the dietary restrictions. Tomorrow will be Friday, so it will be interesting to see how that plays out, living my life. Coming close to the end of the week, and so far I've been doing what I would say a pretty decent job. I could have done better. However, today at the end of classes, I went to St. Paul's for Mass, and basically it slipped my mind that I wasn't supposed to receive part of communion, so I wasn't supposed to receive the wine. However, I felt really bad about it, but I also did some reflection on this whole experience, and basically this experience to me is kind of like a spiritual journey that I'm embarking upon, because a lot of these rules are rules that are able to make me better in my life and better myself as a person. So I'm actually kind of happy that I started this project. So far, those are the only things that were kind of living biblically conflicted today. So that's that. And tomorrow will be Saturday, and then after that it will be one more day, and then I'll be done living my life Saturday. And basically today I've been working really hard to get a lot of my work done today so I can observe the Sabbath according to the 10 commandments. So basically everything else has been going good as planned, and that's really it for today. I'm just working so that way I can observe the Sabbath on Sunday. So it's my last day living biblically, and I must say it has been a challenging week. The things that I have been able to successfully live by were abiding by the dietary restrictions completely and to the fullest of their extent. Today is the Sabbath, and I'm supposed to observe it. However, I can't because I still have homework and an assignment due on Monday, and I have to go to work from 4 to 9, so I can't really call off because of the Sabbath day. Basically, this has been a really decent project. I actually have learned a lot. I encourage everyone to at least to try to live by the 10 commandments, just because with the 10 commandments posted on my wall every day, I was reminded of things that I could do to better myself. So one of the things that I took away from the project was certain rules and laws in the biblical codes that not only bettered my dietary habits, but also my character.